Thank you very much, Ed, for that really interesting dive into how we interact with Copilot through really thoughtful prompting, but also the scary video at the end. I must have seen this a dozen times now, and I'm still always creeped out because I don't know about you guys, but I actually found the AI, the Scarlett Johansson voice, more human than the human. I don't know. Like, this is where we're going, which, if you're feeling a little uncomfortable and anxious about the future, I think we should be. This is really going somewhere we haven't been before. It's a change, and it's going to change so much about our communities, so much about our work. It's going to change how our children grow up. I want to share with you a quote that I found very provocative. AI won't replace you. Someone using AI will. I talked earlier about the early interactions with computers. My brother dismissed it, and I kind of became the nerd that went into it. Nobody probably foresaw then what computers would become, from using them for Excel and then eventually email and internet and the web and apps, and on it goes. And now to artificial intelligence. Those who adopt these tools become more effective, become more productive. And there's a productive aspect, but I think there's another part that's easily missed. We can become more human. Having AI help us in the background, sift through all of our information, and also even suggest ways to rewrite our emails. I know I have an occasion had an email that I'm writing that's of a sensitive nature, and have asked Copilot, hey, can you help me revise this, make it more personal? And it does it. It helps me be more me in my communications sometimes. It can wade through so much information. I am drowning in emails and drowning in files and drowning in data, and AI helps me more effectively sort through it. It is incredibly powerful. So likely you're here because you already believe that, like preaching to the choir, as they say. We want to figure out, how we can succeed at that for ourselves, for our communities, for our families, and for the organizations we work with. But we're not done. Ed sort of teased there when he was talking about OpenAI's chat, the communicative model that can interact with the world, see through your camera, and all that other kind of amazing stuff. Well, recently, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft at Build 2024, laid out a vision, a near-term vision for where Microsoft Copilot is going. And we really wanted to share this with you because, as I said at the beginning, there's like where Copilot and AI is today, but there's where it's going to be 2, 3, 4 months from now. And part of our mission is to make sure you know where it's going so you're better equipped. So rather than try to do a poor Satya Nadella impersonation, we're going to join just a few minutes of his presentation at Microsoft Build. I think you'll find it fascinating.
And it all starts, though, with our most strategic and most important partnership with OpenAI. Just last week, OpenAI announced GPT-4o, their latest multimodal model, which was trained on Azure. It's an absolute breakthrough. It has text, audio, image, and video as input and output. It can respond and just have a human-like conversation that's fast and fluid. It can even be interrupted mid-sentence. GPT-4o is also the top-performing model on benchmarks across a variety of modalities, and it's always going to get you to the best answer. It has state-of-the-art performance at understanding the information you actually provide in your prompt, because that's really what matters. What OpenAI demoed last week, I mean, that was just pretty magical stuff. And yesterday, we showed how Copilot will leverage GPT-4o. In the video I'm just going to play, notice that you can share your screen or session as a prompt in Copilot and have Copilot help you in whatever it is that you're doing. Let's roll the video.
Hey, Copilot, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing great, and it looks like you're about to dive into some Minecraft. Ready to build, explore, and maybe dodge a few mobs?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make a sword. My son plays this game all the time, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
No worries. I'm here to help you impress your son. I see you've got a crafting table in front of you, which is a great start. To craft a sword, you'll need some materials. Can you open your inventory? Just press E on your keyboard.
Yeah, do I have what I need?
Let's see. You've got some sticks, perfect for the sword's handle, but it looks like you're missing the material for the blade. You can use wood, stone, iron, gold, or diamond. Let's start by gathering some wood or stone. Shall we head out and find some resources?
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh my God, what's that?
Oh no, it's a zombie. Run. You need to get away from it fast. Either sprint away or quickly build a tower of blocks straight up to get out of its reach. If you can find a shelter or dig into the side of a hill, do it now. Just make sure it can't reach you.
All right, I think I might be safe now.
Whew, that was a close one. Great job finding shelter.
It's really cool to see that.
Yeah, I know it. It really hit my heart because my son, who's 8 years old, is just a crazy obsessed Minecraft. I'm sorry, obsessed individual. And you might be thinking, well, gee, Devin, like I work at a company, we don't make money playing Minecraft. To which I say to you, don't be so dismissive of new revenue streams. No, but seriously, we can get the idea where we can actually share our screen. We're working on a PowerPoint document or Excel document or whatever we're trying to create, and be able to have an artificial intelligence assist us with the work. Microsoft's at pains to point out it's a co-pilot, not a pilot. It provides assistance and help, but we're responsible for the final output and how we create it. But there's even more. There's even more coming that isn't just about the interaction with Copilot, but enhancing Copilot within organizations to work differently, to take on tasks without us having to be present and directing it. So we'll start the next video to share that.
And it all starts, though, we're also extending Copilot beyond a personal assistant to become a team assistant. I'm thrilled today to announce Team Copilot. You know, you'll be able to invoke a Team Copilot wherever you collaborate in teams, right? It can be in Teams, it can be in Loop, it can be in Planner, and many other places. I mean, think about it, right? It can be your meeting facilitator when you're in Teams, creating agendas, tracking time, taking notes for you, or a collaborator writing chats, surfacing the most important information, tracking action items, addressing unresolved issues. And it can even be your project manager, ensuring that every project that you're working on as a team is running smoothly. These capabilities will all come to you all and be available in preview later this year. And we're not stopping there. With Copilot Studio, anyone can build Copilots that have agent capabilities and work on your behalf and independently and proactively orchestrate tasks for you. You know, simply provide your Copilot a job description or choose from one of our pre-made templates and equip it with the necessary knowledge and actions, and Copilot will work in the background and act asynchronously for you. Right? That's, I think, one of the key things that's going to really change in the next year, where you're going to have Copilots plus agents with this async behavior. You can delegate authority to Copilots to automate long-running business processes. Copilot can even ask for help when it encounters situations that it does not know much about and it can't handle. And to show you all of this, let's roll the video.
Redefine business processes with Copilot Studio. Create Copilots that act as agents, working independently for you. Simply describe what you want your Copilot to do. Easily configure your Copilot with the details it needs, like instructions, triggers, knowledge, and actions. Quickly test your Copilot before you deploy, and seamlessly publish across multiple channels. Watch it use memory for context, reason over user input, and manage long-running tasks. Copilot can learn from feedback to improve. And you're always in control. Put Copilot to work for you with Copilot Studio.
So that's a little taste of the future of Microsoft Copilot and AI in general. And when I say the future, that's what they're planning over the next 8 to 12 months. It's coming soon. And you may be wondering how you can keep up with all of this change. Well, we encourage you to continue to be focused on F12's channels. We're going to be talking about this, and we'll make sure you're kept informed as these advancements continue with Microsoft. Now, I have the enviable task of summarizing a little bit of what we've talked about. We first of all talked about getting engaged. This is a revolution, there's change, it's disruptive, it's massive opportunity, but also massive risk. And so if you're in an organization where you haven't yet got an executive executive buy-in and alignment, we're here to help. Our VCIO services can help make sure that your leadership is better informed about what this means for their industry and for technology writ large. If you're if you're an organizational leader and you need help in how to craft the governance and the guiding principles in your organization and how to communicate and guide this change, we're also here to help. The important is that we have a champion within the organization and that we support that champion in figuring out how to adopt and expand AI. Next is to get ready. We had a lot of discussion about this. The power of Microsoft 365 Copilot is that it can access all of your emails and all of the documents you've created or have ever been shared with you, all of your calendar entries, all of the conversations you've ever had in Teams, all of the notes you've ever made, all the things you have in Planner and Loop, et cetera, et cetera. So also the danger is, as Jack illustrated, we share information and we are very bad about unsharing it. We probably never do. We share information, we're not careful about what we're choosing. And so that's fine to date because we've had security through obscurity. Because I don't remember that document that was shared to me 5 years ago in the link, and I don't even know how to get to it on SharePoint. But Copilot can see all. So we've had fun when we've got it in there, asking questions for information that we shouldn't have access to see if it can find it. Your employees will likely do the same. We don't want you to have a bad situation or to have erroneous information provided. If you want more information about this, we've had some really interesting videos. Jack Maloney from AvePoint was nice enough to lend me McGill, who's an expert on this. He dove into the security underpinnings. I learned so much about how 365 security works and how there's even invisible permissions and the risk. One thing he shared with me was an organization where employees asked if there were layoffs coming. The AI provided an answer and said which departments and how many people in those departments were about to lose their jobs. The unfortunate part, that was about a layoff from 3 years ago. The document shouldn't even have been around anymore, but it was, and it caused all sorts of, well, you can imagine. I don't have to tell you. Anyway, that's what we're here to do, is help with your assess your risk, to help you guide on this so that we don't have to experience those sorts of challenges. Then discover. This is about 5 or so people, a pilot that Brandon Peters took us through about how to get this, the bridgehead, the vanguard, as it were, to help implement this in our organizations and figure out not just what's cool about it, but what's practical, to start calculating those ROIs, to start demonstrating how this can disrupt or enhance workflows within your organization and help make your organization better and make your employees better. And then how we scale it thereafter, picking department by department, again, always with an ROI in mind. What is the purpose of this in marketing? How are we tracking that purpose? How are we making sure that we have identifiable deliverables and outcomes? And on we go from there. That's the mission for the Copilot Champion. So this provides some calls to action. That is to make sure, if you're not the Copilot champion in your organization, figure out who is. And then figure out whether you have executive sponsorship. And if you don't, how you can achieve that. And we're here to help, as mentioned. We have the scenarios that Ed went through. We're going to send those out as our gift to you. So you want to explore ways, practical ways in which you're doing work better, smarter, faster. And we encourage you to book an assessment with us so that before this proliferates within your organization, maybe it already has, we get ahead of your data sprawl and your rot, as discussed by our partnership with AvePoint. So we're here for VCIO services. We're here for those readiness assessments. We're also here to help with the onboarding and engagement, building out the training plans, but also with policy enforcement and creation. So I got those backwards. You usually create the policy, then you enforce it. This is important because we can help clean up your data, but people continue to create it, continue to share it. And we have to have an ongoing methodology, governance, and automation to help solve this challenge long term. So if you're already a customer of F12, thank you. Encourage you to reach out to your technical account manager and begin a conversation about Microsoft Copilot and how F12 may be able to help you. If you're not a customer of F12, there's a QR code that'll take you to one of our pages on our website that discusses our Microsoft 365 Copilot services. And right there, you can begin a conversation with us. We'd love to hear from you. Started this boot camp with this figure that 87% of organizations believe that AI will give them a competitive edge. I'd like to suggest to you, after everything we've covered today and the videos we've saw of organizations taking advantage of this, that 13% of organizations are badly misinformed, maybe won't survive. That's how serious this change is. You don't have to buy Copilot today, but we need you to keep informed about the changes that are happening as they happen. So that's our mission to you, is to be a champion. Thank you for taking the time joining us today. We hope you've learned some valuable information. We would appreciate your feedback on this boot camp. We'd like to do more and to dive into other specific areas like, Copilot Studio or security or various ways in which training can be enabled. So if you scan that QR code, we'll appreciate your feedback and on future events you'd like to see and where you'd like to see more information about Microsoft Copilot. We're not done now yet. This is the end of the formal presentations, but we're going to, in a few seconds here, start a deck of different short vignette videos that show Copilot in action. I think there's about 15 or 16 of them, and they show actual prompts and actual responses in PowerPoint, in Teams, in Word, in Excel, etc. And if you're still a little bit unsure of how Copilot works and interacts with your data and how having it in your applications, the power of that, I encourage you to stick around for the next 10 minutes and enjoy the presentation. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks so much,